Welcome. In this video we will discuss the god Manannán mac Lir, also known in the Brythonic tradition as a Manawydan fap Lir, son of the sea god Lir or Lir, a deity who we believe is not given enough focus in modern Celtic religious practice despite being crucial to performing any offering correctly. Rather than presenting arguments supporting our school of thought, the purpose of this video and the series as a whole is to serve as a guide to active practice. We recommend those wishing to see arguments behind our theological stances to check out the Talison's Map channel here on YouTube, where the scholar J. Dolan makes in-depth source-based arguments supporting many of these views. While we will discuss some incarnations of and parallels to Manannán Manawydan from other related Indo-European traditions, we will mainly focus on his direct significance in regards to worship, sacrifice, and how this is a reflection of his role in creation on the cosmic scale within Celtic theology itself, straying away from over-reliance on comparison. Framing things in this light is intended to serve both to show the deeper theology of this god and to serve to explain the concepts behind why we practice the way we do, rather than simply giving instructions without a theological basis. So, without further ado, let us get into the video.
So who really is Manannán Manawydan? Is he solely a god of the sea? Or is there more to this deity than there may first appear? Manannán is the son of the sea god Lir and a craftsman. He is perhaps both a sea and a fire god. This is because to call Manannán the god of the sea is much too simplified and fails to fully encapsulate his significance as the god who carries sacrifices from the sacred space to the gods. We see the Vedic version of Manannán, Agni, in the exact same role, being vital to the sacrificial rite to which the extent is often unrealized, as it is an impure or incomplete sacrifice if Manannán is not first invoked over the fire. For if the sacrifices are not carried to the gods by the fire of the sacrificial space, what is the purpose of the rite? Where shall the sacrifices end up other than in the mouths of the hostile spirits whom Manannán drives away? Manannán is said to roll around on 3 legs, which is the inspiration for the flag of the Isle of Man. The island itself being named after him, these 3 legs, or flames of the fire god of the waters, also potentially being the esoteric meaning behind some of the triskel-like symbols found in Celtic art from all regions, such as the Lunlua known as the Llyn Cerrig. Agni is also said by some sources to have 3 legs, adding further weight to the clear evidence of Manannán being the Celtic Agni, both in function and attributes when one pays enough attention. Manawydan Manannán as a clearer of illusions and a revealer of truth. When the land of David lay under enchantment and its people vanished, Manawydan discovered that swarms of mice were destroying his crops each night. He trapped one of them and was about to hang it when a richly dressed stranger appeared and offered him gold for its release. Manannán refused, demanding instead the freedom of prudery and Rhiannon, and lifting the spell upon the land. The stranger revealed himself as Llwyd, son of Cíl Coed, who had transformed his warriors into mice to enact his revenge. Forced by Manawydan's resolve, Llwyd swore to undo the enchantment forever, and when the mouse was released, David was restored and its people returned. This event shows us a narrative example of Manawydan acting as a remover of illusions and a revealer of truth, a figure who governs the boundary between enchantment and reality, whose power reveals things as they are.
All that thou hast seen was illusion, to teach thee what is truth and what is falsehood.
In the Welsh tale of the Voyage of Bran, Manannán mac Lir appears, riding across the waves in his chariot, and reveals the true nature of what Bran perceives, where the opening sea is in fact a paradisiacal plain, and leaping salmon are transformed into grazing livestock. Through this encounter, Manannán unmasks the illusions of the other world, showing Bran that the mortal perception of reality is limited and that deeper truths lie beyond the visible, guiding him towards understanding the boundary between the natural and supernatural realms. Yet again, we see this deity in his Irish incarnation performing the role of revealing illusion. Manannán, like many other Celtic deities, also has his associations with certain aspects of law and justice, being said to bear the cup of truth and falsity as a purifying test of virtue.
If 3 falsehoods be spoken in it, it will break. If 3 truths be spoken in it, it will become whole again.
The role of Manawydan in creation. Manannán Manawydan in the Welsh creation myth is said to separate the earth goddess Branwen from the sky god Matholwch. He does this with the help of Efnisien and Nisien. In this event, Manawydan Fablir acts as a guardian of order. After Branwen is mistreated and war devastates the Irish lands, only a handful of survivors remain, including Manawydan and his sister. He tends to the survivors, protects Branwen, and ensures the continuity of Lair's family line. Quietly stabilising the aftermath of the battle, his measured presence foreshadowing the wisdom and problem-solving that will define him in later stories, acting as a steadfast mediator. In this myth, Manawydan and Efnisien and Nisien are equivalent to the Irish Eirimoen, Aberfin, and Amergin, the Norse Odin, Hoenir, and Lothar, or to the Vedic Agni, Rudra, and Shiva, understood as the sacred flame and the luminosity and destructive power of the flame. Manawydan embodying this role during the separation of earth and sky, and in the sacrificing and killing of sky, is mirrored in the sacred space or temple by the sacrificial fire itself. This tale is mirrored in the Irish version, in which Aberfin and his 2 brothers separate the triple earth goddesses from the triple sky gods, Macgrania being the primary member of these 3 sky gods who are killed. Worship. At any sacrifice, Manannán or Manawydan should be first and last to be praised and made offerings to, regardless of the primary deity the sacrifice is intended for. This is crucial to the proceedings of the rite, in order for the offerings to reach their intended recipients, as without Manawydan, these offerings could not reach the gods at all. Similarly to the Vedic god Agni, Manawydan is known to drive away evil spirits and sorcerers from the sacred space as a function of the purifying flame. However, this is not the only instance in which Manawydan should be worshipped, simply a basic foundational rule of practice for any and all sacrifices. One can make direct sacrifices to Manawydan, just like any other god at the rite, as can votive offerings be made to him in kind, such as those traditionally made on the Isle of Man itself.
The rent each paid out of the land was a bundle of green rushes, and that was on them for a tax throughout the country each John's Eve. Some went up with the rushes to the great mountain up at Barul. Others would leave the grass below with Manannán above Kimul. From the Manannán Beg Machilir traditionary.
In marriage ceremonies, Manawydan must be invoked and fires lit. The fire is central to the marriage rite, given its embodiment of Manawydan and his purifying role. The sacrificial fire should be made in a specific vessel or pit, which is reserved only for this function and kept separate from domestic fires. Depending on the rite being performed, there are certain woods which are considered preferable, though this varies across sources. When interacting with the sacrificial fire, there must be a high level of reverence and respect. No waste should be thrown into the fire, nor should it be spat or coughed into. Wood should be cleaned and dried beforehand. All of this serves to honour and gain the favour of Manawydan as a crucial mediator between realms and a vital part of any religious practice.
Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more insights into Celtic spirituality and culture.